Okay, hey everybody. So here is a quick update on the chicken coop conversion. This was the first version of it, and I just want to show kind of what it looks like as it's now been lived in by the chicks for maybe, I don't know, a couple weeks. So over here we've got this nesting box that of course they don't quite use yet, and there is poop everywhere. But I went ahead and put their old food and water, I guess feeders in here. I added that ramp, and there's a similar one on the other side. Those are just, cut from pallets. And this, I noticed, definitely leaks water because it's literally just boards gone sideways. So I need to find maybe a solid piece of wood to cover this. And there's a big obvious gap right here. So need to solve for that. There's also along the seams, or along the roof, it's kind of opened a little bit at the seams, so need to find a cover for that as well. And again, I threw this together real quick. I didn't finish it out the way that I would want to, but they were just growing so fast and I didn't have a lot of time to work on it. But I need to create an actual door for this instead of just stapling this sheet of hardware cloth against the wood. I need to create an actual frame door for this so we could open this really easily. So I need to do that. Need to find an easier way to cover these windows, especially when it rains. So far we've actually just been covering it with grocery bags when it rains. Let's see, here is the run. And you can see there the door, I used a burlap bag with a piece of wood on the bottom of it and a piece of wood at the top of it to kind of act as the door. I thought that would work well, but it of course does not, especially because the ramps that we have. I also get the feeling that they're not going into the coop at night. And I realize just really how night blind they are. They are totally night blind. Like I'm night blind, but these guys are super night blind. And so they don't make it into the coop, before it gets dark. And I think because of that, they end up just huddling over here in the corner all together. Sometimes they do go into the coop, but a lot of times we just find them out here. And they seem to be fine. Even I think it got down into the 40s overnight, like 45 degrees or something overnight, and they seem to be totally fine. So I'm thinking that I might just end up cutting a hole in here and maybe just leaving that closed. But I'm not quite sure yet. If you guys have any suggestions, please let me know. But definitely need to do a better job with this. Right now it's using a wire here to hold it open. So that's how I open and close it. We also, again, there's a piece of pallet that we're using as a ramp. I got these feeders off of Amazon. God, these chicken stuff is so expensive. So these, I think, were like $65 on Amazon. They're actually really cute looking, and they're made of some kind of metal. And they're super clean looking, and they work really well. It's by Rent-A-Coop. So that's the food one. And of course, they just stick their head in there. I was worried at first that they wouldn't be able to reach it, but the food level is going down, so I imagine they're getting it. And then for the water, this uses the cup system. Let me get on the other side. So this uses the cup system for the water, and so I'm not quite sure how it works, but it just seems like as the water level goes down, it refills automatically with water, and then I just have to refill it from the top. See, here's what that looks like. I definitely don't think they're eating as much as they did while they were growing as chicks, because I remember then I had to refill it way more often. This holds a lot more food, but I still don't feel like they're eating as much as they did when they were using the other kind of feeder. Either way, they seem to be okay. I mean, they're still growing pretty quickly. And now we've been trying to let them out of the coop at least a couple times a day, so that they can, you know, forage for their own food and just to let them spread their wings a little bit. I'm trying to get our Pyrenees to get used to them, and hopefully we can just leave him out here with them, so that we can just leave him out all day. That would be ideal. I'm going to do another video shortly for the garden update, but I figured that I would just go ahead and take care of this one for you guys, or focus on chickens. Again, I want to build out a frame, a better frame for this, so that it's a lot easier to open. Actually, all I've been doing is just attaching it here and hooking it onto these screws, but it does not work very well at all, and it is a huge pain in the ass. So I need to build out and frame a hardware cloth door for this and for that door, but overall it seems to be working pretty well, and the chicks really seem to like it. And you know, when I need to crowd them back in, all I do is I just kind of walk them towards the you know, towards here, and then they just go in by themselves. So, you know, they're very smart. There's wood chips all around here because this area of my yard is actually lower, and so when it rains it tends to flood over here. So I got a chip drop, which I think is nationwide, and chip drop is a service where arborists, you know, after they chip the wood, they'll literally come and dump it on your driveway or your front yard for free, and you get like 20-30 cubic yards of wood chips for free. I think you can pay $20 if you want to kind of move towards the front of the line, but you know, it's all subject to availability, so it's not always available when you want it to be. But after you get one, that'll probably last you a while. I mean, that's gonna last me a while, and it'll help with a lot of other projects I'm trying to do. Where we have the coop, there are trees kind of everywhere, and so that provides them with a lot of shade. And at least from what I heard, if it's under a tree, they're much less likely to get attacked by other birds. So we've got that. I haven't noticed any kind of animals trying to get to them. There are chunks of the run where I have hardware cloth buried underneath. So like there's hardware cloth under here, so that animals can't bury underneath, but it's not all the way around. But again, I haven't really noticed anything. Where there are little dig spots, that's just where they've been digging. I put a chair out here because I really like just being out here with them. It's very therapeutic and meditative to just be out here with the, you know, with the drink and just watch them. They're still a little skittish around me, but I think that's for the best, so I don't accidentally step on them. But you know, if I hold still, then they'll come right up to me, and one of them will hop on my leg. And then we also keep out here a thing of bugs, so if I do need to get their attention, you know, then they all just come over here. This is a generic container that I use. This had some kind of mealworms in it, and since then I have ordered another big bag of, I think, a soldier fly larva. When we bought it from like Walmart, I mean, this little bottle I think was like $6, but on Amazon they have a giant bag. I say giant, but they have a really good size, full, heavy bag of soldier fly larvae for like $6. So now I use that bag to refill that container that I leave out here. Yeah, I mean, I'm like right here with them. They're not running away. Hey guys. I used to teach them to get treats out of my hand, but now that they're bigger, it hurts when they peck me, so I don't feed them out of my hand anymore. This one is Dewey. He is an Easter egger. I think a lot of them have boy names, but they're all hens, I'm assuming. This one is Ricky, or Fritz. Yeah, this one is Fritz. He used to be called Frizzle, but then we realized as he's grown that he's probably a boy. So we'll need to rehome him at some point. And the feed store we got him from said that we can bring him back there and they'll rehome him. And we do expect that some of these other ones will probably be males as well, so that'll, you know, help reduce the size of our flock. So that's Dewey, the Easter egger. This is, I think we just named him Silky, or her Silky, because she's a Silky. We have 3 Cochins. Blossom, Buttercup, and I don't remember the last one. I just call them by their breed. My wife and daughter are the one that named them all. That's Lucy. Lucy is a... Can't believe I forgot. She's something. She was definitely the biggest one out of all of them. And then over there we have Ricky the Barn Builder, the brown one, the Barn Builder. So we have a Frizzle mix. It's supposed to be a Frizzle, but he didn't get the Frizzle gene. That's why he's not Frizzly, but he's a lot smaller. So he's like a Frizzle Cochin mix. We have the Barn Builder. We have 3 Cochins. We have the White Silky. We've got Lucy, the big yellow one, but I can't remember what she is. And then, yeah. And then we have Dewey, the Easter egger. I should probably not let them get too far into our, this is our flower bed area. Again, I'll do another like overall update video here shortly. Everything's starting to come back alive now, as it is mid-April in Texas. Alright, but just wanted to give you guys the chicken update. Like, what does the coop look like? What are some things I need to immediately change? Or the feeders I got, all that good stuff. Alright, thanks everybody. Oh, let me know if you have any questions. I've been responding to all the comments because this is a really cool community. And a lot of you guys seem to be either interested in or doing the same kind of thing. So let me know if you have any questions. Definitely feel free to subscribe, as I am really just starting out and just wanting to, you know, share what I'm learning and let you guys see what my mistakes are so you can learn from it. So feel free to like and subscribe. And if you have videos, then feel free to ask me to do the same for you. I think the Silky's going back in the run for some reason. Yep, but Silky's getting food. Oh. Awesome. Alright, thank you guys.